Hi guys, this is Nana Mensa, young urbaners. So this morning, I'd like for us to discuss one of the topics in your OSCE, one of the easiest topics you ever get in your OSCE. That is evaluation. I'm saying it's easy because you just read out your assessment sheet, you read out your implementation sheet, and you just add a few details to it, and you are done with your evaluation. So evaluation in general means handing over. So let's say a nurse, you are done with your shift and you're handing over a patient that came into your ward during your duty, during your time. So it's easy, it's simple, but one thing that can make you feel is you taking too much time with it. You have 8 minutes to finish evaluation. So you have to be fast with whatever information you are given. And provided that you are just reading from your assessment, the implementation, and the patient's history, it's easy for you to complete it. You just have to arrange those documents in front of you, one after the other. So guys, let's kick into it. Let's see how it goes. So evaluation, before there is this acronym that we use to do evaluation. It's called the X bar. It's called the X bar. X bar means X stands for the situation, bar will be B for background, A for assessment, R for recommendation. So X, situation. So the situation, the question that you need to ask yourself is you first introduce yourself, mention the word that you are. So it deals with 3W, who you are, whom you're handing over to, where you are, and the patient details. So who you are, you mention your name, you mention the ward, that is where you are. Whom you're handing over to, you ask the individual if he's a doctor, if you're a nurse, you ask for his name. And then the patient details. We all know that patient details require his name, date of birth, his NHS number. Then you move, that's the situation. The next thing that you'll be doing is the background. With the background, you're going to inform the person about the presenting complaints of the patient. So you go to your the sheet they gave you, assessment sheet they gave you. You start with the presenting complaints of the patient. What brought the patient to the hospital? Then patient past medical history, his allergies and reactions, and medication that you served. So presenting complaints, patient past medical history, allergic and reaction, and patient medication that he's already taken. Sorry, not medication that you serve. Then you go to assessment. So assessment here, you have to mention the holistic assessment of the patient, A to E. So the assessment, you mention the initial assessment you did with the patient, that's A to E. You can just mention few, but what I would like you to do is just mention the vital signs, the initial vital signs you did. You mention the patient vital signs, and you read your news to score to the person. Then you also mention medication you administered, any intervention you provide. So any intervention you provided could be, let's say the patient was in pain. He gave a pain rate of 6 out of 7. The patient gave a pain rate of 6 out of 10. Then you reposition the patient to reduce the pain. That is one of the intervention. So you mention any intervention you did. Then you emphasize on the patient new vitals. So the initial vitals will always come, will be the one that you did, and the new vitals will be on the evaluation sheet. It will be on the evaluation question. So you just turn over, then you read the new vitals, and then use to score reading to the person. Then from there, I've already mentioned you have to tell the person the medication served under your care. Then we move to recommendation. So recommendation, as the word suggests, recommendation. What will be your recommendation? It's easy. On this part, you just mostly I tell my student that just go back to the patient history, social history, and medication history. So social history, they will definitely list certain things that the patient does. You can look on that and recommend. 2, when you are doing implementation, mostly they have medication that it's either it's incomplete prescription or patient cannot take it because patient is allergic to it. So whenever you are serving the medication, the implementation part, look for that information. All those incomplete medication, you can also add it to your recommendation. Tell the new upcoming staff that he have to follow up to ensure that the doctor will prescribe medication. And medication that patient is allergic, tell him that he have to follow up so the doctor can change the medication because patient is allergic to it. Then education. Most of the social history comes with certain habit of the patient. They say the patient smoke or drinks a bit. You can also educate the patient about tell the upcoming staff that you have already provided such education to the patient, but he can emphasize more on it for the patient. Then you ask him if you have any additional information that he will love you to ask. Definitely he's going to say no. Then your job is done. So this is all about evaluation. So you then ask the upcoming staff that if you have any additional information that he would like you to add, or if you have any details that he wants you to add. Definitely he's going to say no. Then you are done. When you are done, you thank the person. Then you go and wash your hands. Mind you, every procedure have to start with hand washing, scene safety, all those things have to come in because you can't dodge them with that. You cannot decide not to wash your hands. You have to either use the alcohol rub and the hand washing, the water soap based procedure. Thank you very much. Nana Mensa, mobile nurse. You can keep in touch if you are in need of any material, CBT, OSCE, being nursing and mental health and nursing associates. You can keep in touch if you are in need of any materials. And you also need assistance to write your exams, read the registration, and prepare you for the exams. You can text me on the number I'll leave behind. Please don't call. If you call, I will not be able to answer. Just leave a message and I'll get back to you within 30 minutes. Mostly if you call, I cannot answer. Thank you very much.